Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been thrown into chaos after shocking reports emerged that Terence Crawford has suffered a major injury just days before his most awaited showdown with Canelo Alvarez. What was set to be one of the biggest fights in recent history is now in serious doubt, with fans, analysts, and fellow boxers all weighing in on whether the fight should go forward or be canceled altogether. The news has sparked an avalanche of reactions from the boxing community, with many insiders warning that this injury could change everything.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion and current boxing analyst Tim Bradley didn't hold back when addressing the shocking news of Terence Crawford's injury. Bradley, who has never been afraid to speak his mind, slammed Crawford for what he believes are excuses being made ahead of the mega fight with Canelo Alvarez. In a fiery take, Bradley insisted that great champions fight through adversity, questioning whether Crawford is already looking for a way out of the toughest challenge of his career. His blunt remarks have only added more fuel to the already heated debate surrounding the future of this blockbuster matchup.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Oscar de la Hoya notes that Crawford is making a significant jump in weight, moving up into a heavier division to face a naturally strong seasoned super middleweight. De la Hoya believes Canelo's power, physicality, and experience operating at or near this weight will pose serious problems for Crawford, especially in the later rounds. While he acknowledges Crawford's ring IQ, movement, and technical gifts, De La Hoya doubts those alone will be enough to neutralize Canelo's advantages. He expects Canelo to impose relentless pressure, land heavier shots, and gradually take control, likely winning by decision or stoppage after wearing Crawford down over the course of the fight.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches. But he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult recently addressed the swirling speculation about Crawford's supposed injury. He acknowledged that the rumors stem from Crawford's long layoff, his age, and past reports of training setbacks, but he urged fans not to jump to conclusions. Show pointed out that injury talk always surfaces before or major fights, often as a tactic to create drama or excuse a possible loss. While he didn't dismiss the possibility that Crawford could be dealing with soreness from moving up in weight, He stressed that nothing concrete proves the injury is serious enough to derail the fight.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can, especially when you're packing on extra muscle. Your shoulders get heavy anyway when your shoulders are overdeveloped and you packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it would affect you. Okay. I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is. All right. These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Sean Porter, who fought Terence Crawford back in 2021, recently shared his concerns about Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Porter said he's worried about how Crawford would handle getting hit by Canelo over the course of a full 12-round fight. He pointed out that Canelo is naturally bigger and would likely try to wear Crawford down with power punches early on. While Porter respects Crawford's skills and sharp mind in the ring, he warned that dealing with non-stop pressure from a bigger, stronger opponent could be very dangerous.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So,
however, Crawford has firmly denied claims that he is carrying a shoulder injury into his fight with Canelo Alvarez. At a recent media event in Las Vegas, he dismissed the rumors as fabricated, calling them antics and questioning where anyone got the idea that his shoulder was damaged. He moved his arms freely while speaking to reporters, insisting the speculation about injury, being out of shape, or slowing down is simply chatter. Crawford also stated that he is at his natural weight. Despite critics suggesting that his physique is affecting his performance, confident and composed, he emphasized that nothing short of a full commitment is going into what he described as the biggest fight of his career.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely what I'm coming with. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their way to Bix. Don't come at me, you'll get this. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broke, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in the mix.
Many critics remain skeptical of Terence Crawford's firm denials regarding a potential shoulder injury ahead of his fight with Canelo Alvarez. They point to a photo circulating of his left shoulder appearing swollen, arguing that this gives weight to the injury rumors. Some argue that Crawford may be refusing to publicly acknowledge any damage to avoid giving Canelo and his corner a strategic advantage. Additionally, critics highlight that Crawford has been out of action for over a year, and at age 37, recovery and fitness become more fragile, making them believe even small injuries could be real and detrimental.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not going to do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're going to hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably going to hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, Just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has responded strongly to those questioning his legacy, insisting his ring record and accomplishments speak for themselves. He's pushed back against claims that he's only beaten one significant opponent by pointing to his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., his undefeated run, his titles across multiple weight classes, and his proven ability to perform under pressure. Crawford also dismissed the notion that moving up in weight should automatically raise doubts about legitimacy.
But, some people say that you've not faced a level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, They say that with Spence. He's the body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. We shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they're gonna come up with their own analogy, All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Meanwhile, Crawford has stunned fans with a jaw-dropping transformation heading into the Canelo fight. He's bulked up significantly, moving up 2 weight classes to challenge at super middleweight. And photos from camp show him looking more muscular and defined than ever.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What people are saying that? 100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday. 100%. You gotta say that in the news, right?
In the news.
You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And he's looking pretty muscular. What do you think about that?
I think it's good because we see him prepare himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So,
thank you.
Despite packing on size, he still maintains lean conditioning, suggesting his team has prioritized strength without sacrificing mobility or speed. Many are calling this the most physically imposing version of Crawford we've seen.
It's been good. It's been good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
At the same time, many observers believe Canelo hasn't looked as sharp or dominant lately compared to his peak. Criticism includes claims that his recent performances have lacked energy and urgency with fewer combinations thrown and less punch volume in later rounds. Some point to his hand injury in previous camps as having impacted his training and timing. Others argue that age is catching up, suggesting that while he still has skills, he's more reliant on experience than explosive.
Right now. But you guys got to keep this in mind, right? So everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like he was kind of drunk, he looked kind of crackheaded-ish, right?
We are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Ashim. We're ready.
He looked off, but then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight trained or nothing like that, but he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. Pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight cut.
Kenneth Sims, a Chicago-based sparring partner of Crawford, recalled their first training session for World Boxing News, revealing how Crawford easily smashed him in almost every session. Sims said that in those early rounds, Crawford immediately set a punishing tempo and showcased elite ring IQ, leaving only scattered openings. Although Sims tried to engage competitively, he ultimately paid respect to Crawford's timing and adaptability. That initial beatdown became a respected memory. And even now, whenever they meet in the gym, Sims admits Crawford still gets him every time.
Did Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beat me up in sparring before. Like
the first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was so Bud his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he had called me whenever he come up here, be like, yo, what you doing? So this was I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing that. I said, you got your shit?
You know, Bud competitive. You know he gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did all right, but he whooped me. But I did all right.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with American camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days, he had his days. It was good. It was fun.
The consensus among analysts leans slightly toward Crawford pulling off a narrow decision victory. Experts point to his unbeaten record, elite ring IQ, and agility, attributes they believe will help him avoid Canelo's power and work smart over the full distance. That said, many predictions also argue that Canelo's size, experience at super middleweight, and ability to impose physical pressure could test Crawford significantly. Most expect Canelo to hold his own early, perhaps even dominate some middle rounds, but ultimately fatigue and Crawford's movement will tilt the scoring.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division things, you know, but I hope Crawford beats the out of him.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't going to tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and you know, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent.
Do you believe Terence Crawford is really injured and trying to keep it quiet? Or are these just rumors meant to stir drama ahead of the showdown with Canelo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.